It is day one of the BP Ultimate Sydney Super Sprint at Sydney Motorsport Park, the first round of the Virgin Australia Supercars Championship since the coronavirus pandemic hit. We've got Andre Heimgartner on the line, Ned Racing driver. Andre, talk us through the day from the start. What was it like with all the coronavirus restrictions?
Very different way of going racing. Obviously, this corona stuff chucks a spanner in the works for everything. But yeah, it's interesting. This morning, woke up before we left the building. We're all temperature checked to make sure that we're all sort of safe and ready to go. And then, yeah, went to the track. It was very strange. You couldn't leave your garage or your area where your truck and your garage is, and you couldn't interact with other teams or other drivers much. Obviously, no fans is a very strange thing. So, yeah, very strange overall. It was, okay day of racing for us. It didn't work out how we wanted, but I think it was really good to get everyone back out there racing, and it was a privilege to be out there instead of like I was the last 4 months on the couch. So it was good fun.
When you left the hotel this morning, what was the process of getting to the circuit and getting through the circuit? Were there checkpoints that you had to go through? What did you have to do this morning?
We have an app on our phone that every day you have to check off the things, make sure you're not getting sick, all that sort of stuff. And then when we go downstairs, we have to have different levels. So Victoria and Queensland have different levels in the hotel, just to keep them separate. And we have to go out the back exit and we get temperature tested on our way out to make sure you haven't got a fever or something like that. And then on your app, you scan a QR code and it says that you've been tested. And then you go in your car and then you go to the track straight from there. And if you haven't been temperature checked at the track, you'll get that again. And then you obviously go in and you go to your truck and your garage and you sort of don't leave there all day. And then it's sort of when you come back home, it's sort of, straight in your room, eat dinner and, just try and relax and then all over again the next day. So very different, very restricted. Can't go out for a nice dinner somewhere or do something like that, which is a bit disappointing, but it's one step at a time, I guess.
What's the vibe like in the pit lane? Obviously, we've got no spectators. The officialdom is reduced significantly. What's the feeling in the pit lane? Do you really notice the lack of people at the track this weekend?
Yeah, I think you definitely do. You do and you don't. I think when you're in that race mode and and everything like that, you don't necessarily notice them. But yeah, definitely when you stop and you're out the front of the garage, there's no fans, there's hardly any officials and all that sort of stuff. It does sort of sit back and make you realise, how big the events were when we had fans and we had all those sort of people like that. So yeah, very different vibe. No flooring in our garages, no pit walling and stuff like that. So yeah, very different.
What was it like rolling up to the grid, parking the car and getting out of the car and basically seeing no fans up in the grandstands cheering on, waiting, having that build-up for the races that you're normally used to? For sure. Talk me through sort of the formats today. Obviously, really super quick fire sort of setups. You have 2 practice sessions, then into qualifying and then into a race. Basically once you've completed those sessions, there's only the best part of maybe an hour at the absolute most between them to get, setup changes done on the car. Was that quite challenging for you and the team?
Yeah, so it's something very different for us. It was sort of like you're working, you go have a 30-minute smoko, and then you're back in the car doing it again. So it was, fairly different and interesting. We've never normally had that little amount of time between sessions. So yeah, it was good and bad. I think it's shortened everything up. But obviously, if we could, we would have longer races, more time between sessions, and it really affected us just with trying to understand what changes we need to make to the car. You sort of have to rush that, which isn't ideal.
Tell me a little bit about the race today. We saw Fabian Coulthard had a few issues and it looked like he was sort of backing up the field a little bit. Yourself and Rick were battling side by side, I think, there at one point. What were those early stages of the race like? It looked like it was quite challenging to try and make some passes.
Yeah, it was good fun for the first couple of laps. It was really funny because we obviously did the simulator stuff and, you're always questioning, how's this going to go with the racecraft and stuff. But as soon as we got through the first corner, it was like, okay, well, everyone remembers how to do this and it's all good, away we go. So it was actually really fun. The first few laps, me and Rick had a good battle and had some good battles with some people on that opening lap. But after that, there wasn't much passing. Unfortunately, it's not a track that really lends itself to that, unfortunately. And the aero on the car, unfortunately, means you can't really follow people too close, which doesn't help. But and then obviously the race was fairly sort of straightforward from there. We decided to sacrifice today's race basically, so we only ran 2 tyres, and some people ran 4, and vice versa. So tomorrow we'll definitely be coming out strong, especially in my car, because we didn't do the shootout. So we've got another set on top of that. So tomorrow we'll have lots of greens to chuck at it. So hopefully we can tune that up and take advantage of that.
Going into Sunday, obviously it's another quick-fire format. You've got 2 very brief qualifying sessions, and then you've got 2 back-to-back races. What's sort of the mindset for you? Do you really try and capitalise on the pace that you had at Adelaide and try and crack the top 10 again, or is this weekend just about trying to get through it unscathed?
Yeah, I think definitely the top 10 is where we need to be. All the practice sessions were there, and unfortunately I think people made a bit of a gain, and we obviously must have detuned the car throughout that. So for sure the top 10 is where we need to be. It's where we sort of need to operate, and we generally operate as a rule of thumb anyway. So it's when you come in 15th and you're extremely disappointed, I guess it's it could be a lot worse. You could be 24th in DNF or not racing at all. So I think you got to take a step back and just be appreciative that we're all out there racing. And but tomorrow of course we'll be trying to aim for that, and have a bit better day today for both cars.
Heading into Sunday's race, what's the goal for you?
Heading into tomorrow's race, I think definitely we need to tune up the car. Today was very disappointing as a whole for a team. But we sort of know where we need to be. We've really just struggled with the change in the Mustang. It's just a very different aero package to what we're used to. This track here is very hard on the tyres, and we just need to learn, and that's what we've been doing today. So hopefully the gurus can sort of sort something out tonight, and we can have a stronger showing tomorrow, and hopefully be in that top 10.
Well, thanks for your time, Andre. Really appreciate it. Best of luck for the remaining 2 races at Sydney Motorsport Park. Hopefully we'll see that Ned Racing Ford Mustang on the podium soon.
Too easy. Thank you.